Hi friends, and welcome to the first installment of What Is It and Why Wednesday. I'm going to be looking for questions from people that might be curious about some of the practices we have in the church, some of the items that people see, things that we use during church. It could be absolutely anything, no silly questions. And I'd like to answer some of those questions here in these videos to answer what is it and why do we do it. Since we're coming kind of towards the end of Lent, this Sunday is the fifth Sunday of Lent, I thought I would talk real briefly about why we use purple and why we veil the crosses during this penitential season of Lent. These videos are meant to just be 1 to 3 minutes to just share a brief insight into the life and practice of our church. So, purple. When you think of purple, you automatically think of royalty. Who hasn't seen a Disney movie or any movie or even read a book where a king or queen or somebody isn't draped in purple? Purple represents the sovereignty of Christ. And so when we use purple, it takes our minds right away to victory and to the kingship and the sovereignty of our Lord. Now, it also represents pain and suffering. And so after Ash Wednesday, or on Ash Wednesday, we put purple on everything in the church, and so it anticipates the journey that Jesus will eventually get to on Good Friday, and so it anticipates the pain and suffering that Jesus goes through. So there you have it. Purple stands for the anticipation of pain and suffering, and it also represents the sovereignty and kingship of Christ. Now, real quick, why do we cover our crosses? Here behind me is our processional cross here at Ascension, and we always cover it up like that, but we also drape our crosses. Now, some churches cover them, but I have gotten used to really liking the way that we drape it like that. We do that for Pentecost with red, and we also do that for Easter, of course. But purple, we drape it over for the season of Lent. Now, why do we cover our crosses? So, the first and primary reason we cover our crosses is because it keeps our minds, our eyes, and our hearts fixated on the cross. The cross is not a pretty thing. It's not something that we want to keep looking at because it represents the pain and suffering that Jesus went through, but it's something that we should keep our hearts and minds and eyes fixated upon so that it can remind us of the pain and suffering that Jesus went through for us. We also cover it because it anticipates the coming of Easter. The unveiling of the cross and the covering it with white symbolizes that victory. And so when we cover it, it keeps our memories focused on what Jesus is about to go through. And then finally, when we get to celebrate Easter, we put white over the crosses to symbolize the victory that Jesus accomplishes over his victory over the grave. So if you have any questions, if there are things you've always been curious about, or if you have more questions about purple and draping the cross, message me on Facebook or reach out on our YouTube channel, or you can just contact me. I'm hoping that this may make you curious about some things, and so you can ask a question about what is it and why do we use it, and I hope to do my best to answer it. Have a great day.